So, hey guys, Chauzu here. First stream in a bit, and I thought we'd do some Super Pirate Rumble. Still figuring my teams out. I shouldn't really be facing Cerebral, I think. At least not with a frail team like this. It gets very punished if the enemy activates specials, like here. Well, let's see how this battle goes. I'm quite interested. We get S-Hawk off at least. Good hits, and we should be able to pick off Duffy, and after that it's an easy win. So even if it's frail, we do have 8 units who all can do some good damage. Let me get my stream posted to my Discord. I'm just going to start the next battle. Yeah, not a fan of that. I'm a fan of this though. I guess we could use my strength team. Don't really use it a lot. I can probably optimize this. This was for my Kuma showcase. Probably better ones out there. I see I have this wrong stream picture too. I thought I fixed that, but apparently not. Let's see if it got updated. Looks like it. Okay, I'll happily face more Dex defenses. Those are always basically free in my experience. Even if my strength team here is probably not optimal. Okay, let's see what we got now. Not a super big fan of teams like that. I'd rather just avoid. Namek Arena in general should be a skip. That looks super free though. We take those. Shoutouts to anyone using free teams. Hello there, Lordy. Welcome. And yeah, PvP is not my favorite pastime, but it has to be done. I'm technically on a farm break now, but PvP is such low effort, so even getting at top 100 is no big at all in my experience. So we'll see what I end up doing, since it looks pretty inactive. Top 100 should probably be a cakewalk. I've not even thought about the booster list. Maybe I should try and fit the Moria. Don't really want to nerf the strength slasher team, but when I face a free team, I should definitely try and maximize points. I need to remember that if I see another free team. Okay. Teams like these are probably not worth it, but I always think it's fun and interesting to see how it goes. Good luck with that. Lordy plays. Yeah, PvP is chill. That doesn't have to be a positive though, in my opinion. Not a big fan of PvP in general. Rise of Shinobu are very annoying. That's the perfect time to launch cross skill, so that's very nice to see. Yeah, this is a very good start to this. Yeah, as long as it starts like that, with cross skill launching before all of the strength units, it should always be an easy win against strength. Sadly, it just doesn't always go like that. And this is also perfect. Might be a win without having to eat a single special. Not often that happens. At least for games lasting more than 50 seconds. Yeah, we got that. Perfect. Like when the team goes well, basically impossible to lose. It's just when it doesn't go well, it's a big chance of losing. I'd say the odds are stacked in your favor though. Just not sure how much. That looks very weird. But the one unit I don't want to face here is the Shiki though. Shiki is actually incredibly rare to see on defense, but so incredibly scary. I'm a bit surprised not more use them. But this is actually pretty interesting defense team. Let's see how strength does against that. Doffy sub is actually horrifying since Doffy is super boosted this PvP final. Driven boosted, Cerebral boosted, Dex also boosted, even if it's just HP up. So Doffy does hit like a truck. And have that CT up as well. I've seen Tama quite a bit on defenses lately. Not sure what that's about, but if that keeps happening, she should get a point on my legend tier list, since she actually gets use. You can't really deny that. Yeah, Shiki is really scary. Like, even if you run Shiki on a team with 0 buffs, he basically kills all slashers anyway. It's pretty crazy. No Vivi special is fine. Getting rid of Big Mom before she uses her special is so good. First time I face S Shark, actually. That's his name, right? I'm very bad remembering these names. We even got rid of Doffy, which was the by far scariest unit, so we take those. But yeah, it feels great to have a weekend now. I've actually taken a bit of an OPTC break this week, which was definitely very nice. Since the week before that, I was doing a lot of Grand Voyage and videos in general. So this week I could just focus on work and then just relax at home. That was very enjoyable for me. But yeah, time to start getting back into things, I think. Going to be streaming for like 2 hours now. And then I'm actually going to an after work today. Not often I do stuff like that, but going to be nice. Have you looked at the anti-Cypher Spirit team from Stomp? No, not yet. The main thing that's stopping me is not really about the team. It's more that you basically never see Psy defense teams. But yeah, I know that a lot of people have problems with the teams I use, but you need to remember that the way I build teams in PvP, it's trial and error. I use my current knowledge, build teams, and if it doesn't work out as I think it should, it means it's time to revise that knowledge. Yeah, this team looks not that great. I'm betting on this working. But yeah, I'm basically only using 3 different teams right now. Slasher or Quick Driven, which is also Slasher basically. And then also Strength. So Strength is the only team without S-Hawk, even if he's on the bench. I don't even think my Strength team is that good. It's more that Dex is still decently common, but Dex defenses suck, so don't really need to optimize either. But yeah, Slasher is definitely the default. It's just about not going into dumb matchup. That's my main problem in PvP. I figured that I should win this, but should is not far from guaranteed. And if it's not guaranteed, you're always going to lose eventually. So you just need to be patient and fish for those very easy to win games. So it would be really cool if this stream we could win every battle. I just need to be patient with the refreshes. Honestly, I probably like PvP more, even if most people probably disagree. If we had some limit to refreshes, that will be refreshing, to do a very bad pun. Actually force you to face what you see most of the time, even if it's actual garbage. Okay, we have a free team, so let's build a free team. We need to look at the Super PvP boosters. I should have done this before the finals, but as said, been taking a bit of a break. Okay, so the big boosters are Cross-Scale. Don't have that, don't have that. More Eperonas, so we have a bit of a driven thing going there. And since it's driven, we can do stuff like S-Hawk as well. So basically, we're doing Cross-Scaled, more Eperona, and a bunch of driven stuff. Okay. What team are we removing? Honestly, I'm not going to use this, so let's get rid of that. It was going to be a driven focus team with Cross-Scale might be benched actually, since we're mostly going to face 3 teams. They don't really give any damage. More Eperona. Not great in PvP at all, but I know I've invested in them. Hawk, of course. Okay, what else do we have? Want to use boosters like maybe Apu, that guy. We can do all of the blue yam stuff. And Fuji. Yeah, we can do a quick lead, I guess. Fuji. I guess we do Conjure as well. God forbid, but... Okay. Let's do something like that. S-Hawk in the lead for sure. And then we can do the PvP recruits. That should be good enough, probably. Yes, you get more points if you use them, but only on the website. Not in-game. Like Super PvP as a team with boosters, it's mostly irrelevant. If you don't do it, it won't really matter, but since I'm in one of the biggest alliances, it will actually make a difference for my team, so might as well help it a bit extra. I doubt we're going to get a super high ranking, but should be a top 10, I presume. So this is the highest boost I can get. The boosters are some of the new stuff, get higher boosts, but every PvP legend and PvP rare recruit gives a boost as well. So that's why this team looks a bit weird. But yeah, this will basically only be against 3 teams. But generally in Super PvP there will be more 3 teams than normal. This is a way for alliances to get more points. Well, usually ranking stuff are pretty straightforward. It's just Super PvP that is pretty weird. And it's the least important ranking by far as well. Not many people care about it at all. Another 3 teams, so sure. Good to hear, Francisco. A lot of people have actually done that, which makes me very happy. When I made that team, I thought maybe someone will get help by it, but we're talking at least a dozen people have finally beaten Luffy 3 with that team, and that makes me happy. It's been a lot of help that there is a reroll that someone has done with a level 150 Roger Odin that basically lets anyone beat it, which is really cool. You just need the connections so you can get that level 150 Roger Odin as a friend. I also know that some people have optimized the tap order I used. When you have very tight damage like that team, there is a lot of potential to min-max the damage. And I thought I did a decent job at that, but there is often ways to increase it even more. Good day, Francisco, and yeah. Like, I'm not expecting any big breakthroughs for that Grand Voyage, so if you don't have that level 150 Whitebeard, this is your chance while we have the Laboon ship, basically. So, I think that's a pretty wise decision. I want to skip just because of the name, but I feel very uncomfortable with stuff like this, but it is what it is. Like, I'd rather dump memes like this than people actually harassing me, so in that case, sure. But yeah, I wish they could just drop it, like... I don't know, I never do something like this for someone else, so... Yeah, I just don't get it. It's just cringe. People do that look like Toadski too, and yeah. I cringe at that too. Okay, this is a good start. I hate when tap order randomly changes. That's with the speed stat to do. But it's just super frustrating when it says that next person to hit is Ashok in this case, and then randomly falls down the list. Like, I'm sure there's some logic to it, but for me it's just dumb. People are indeed weird. I've come to learn that. We've taken out the Luffy at least, so that's the most important thing, so we should definitely win at this point. I think that Kaido special is a good example of why I say that this Kaido sucks in PvP. Like, we had a super wounded team, he gets to use his special, and it's basically a fart. Like, that just does nothing. I really see no reason to use Kaido if you have, like, literally anything. Yeah, Namek Arena. Probably the biggest mistake unit ever in PvP. It really just makes the whole mode a lot less fun. Basically an insta-skip unless I just have to face them. And unless I'm going for some super high rank, that's never going to happen. I think I faced this guy just now. Let's do it again. And yeah, I'm not going to change this strength team unless I lose. I know it's not optimal, but if it works, it works. And I get to make use of my level 150 Kuma. So I can feel a bit good about myself. It's still pretty funny since the Kuma is max potential. We're talking Limit Break expansion, level 150. Like one of the strongest Kumas in OPTC. And then this Luffy is incredibly weak. Not Limit Break expanded, level 99. One of the least invested V2 red Luffy in OPTC. And despite that, in most battles, the Luffy leaves a bigger mark than the Kuma. Which is pretty hilarious, but it's a good example of how strong this Luffy is in PvP. And despite being so strong, I feel like he's pretty irrelevant. Like, sure, I'm using him now versus Dex, but I feel pretty confident that Slasher will beat basically any Dex as well. And Slasher in general is just better than Strength. So, I don't really feel bad about having a weak Luffy because there's really not a lot of point of even using him. We have like maybe Grand Party, but yeah, I don't know really. But yeah, we're climbing really fast. Who do you think the next legendary will super evolve? We already know it's going to be V1 Bonnie, which I'm very excited by. She's still very much relevant. She was very good for our recent parking adventures. And she has an inherently good captain ability where she will always get recovery orbs as captain when you hit against type advantage. That's really good. And as a sub, still very solid special. So they don't need to buff Bonnie a lot. They just need to make her like a free spirit fighter captain. They need to change the chain lock to a chain boundary. I'd also like it if she could resist special bind as a captain. Maybe not remove it for the team, but just so she can use her special. Like, fix those three things and I'm fine. You don't really need to do more than that with V1 Bonnie. She's already really, really good. Another cool thing for Bonnie will be if they changed Bonnie to maybe Sai. Since Sai is very common with Straw Hats and Bonnie has gotten a bit tangled with that due to Eggheads. So will probably be useful going forward to have a very good Sai Bonnie to put on some like Straw Hats team or such. But yeah, 10th Annie is really close. Maybe next week it's time to start hyping it up a bit. I should probably make a prediction video, but it's super hard to predict. Snowman, the biggest JP OPTC YouTuber, made a prediction video. And... oh, free team. Thank you. But yeah, he basically made 3 predictions, which is a bit of a cop-out, but I can sympathize, it's very hard. So his prediction was either Egghead for 10th Annie, and his prediction then was a new Gear 5 Luffy, of course. Also V for Lucci, and a Vegapunk legend. I think they call him Stella, right? So that's like the most bland and boring prediction, and I just find it so funny that you can predict the 10th Annie and OPTC and legit predict that we get a V4 Lucci. I find that absolutely hilarious. His second prediction was that we might get a special 10th Annie celebration, which is what I guess I think and hope it makes sense. It's effing 10th Annie. It needs to be something special. The problem is that they've done way too many special stuff, in my opinion. Like, we literally already have 2 Straw Hat Pirate legends, so they can't even do something like that. His third prediction... let's try strength versus this, could be interesting. His third prediction was that they're going to do like the opposite of Fearsome Foes, so basically a big friend batch, which I think they did before when we got like V2 Boa and the Duval Rare Recruit, stuff like that. Which I think will be probably even more boring than Egghead, but like I see the reasoning, like we've had Fearsome Foes, now let's do the opposite, basically. I'm going to be very vehement that it's not going to be Wano for 10th Annie. But yeah, we're definitely getting a Luffy, and probably a Gear 5 Luffy. And I'm going to be very annoyed because people are going to call the next Gear 5 Luffy V3 Gear 5 Luffy, which is just BS. Like, people are like, oh, this Luffy I'm using here, that's V2 Gear 5 Luffy. But it's literally only the artwork, the special name, captain name, in-game sprite. Nothing of that is Gear 5. Like, it's the only... this artwork is just to, like, bait a bit with the Gear 5 form in a movie. And now bait the artwork to sell a legend. Like, this is not V2 Gear 5 Luffy. This is V2 Film Red Luffy. Yeah, this is definitely Snake Man. It's nothing like Gear 5. It's just because the hair is white in the art, and it has to be Gear 5 Luffy, like, yeah. It is what it is. Going to be an eternal debate there. Emu will be cool, Das Angekko. I think it also would be very cool if they did, like, Dragon. Luffy's dad could be cool. Yeah, this was a mistake. We're probably losing. It depends if I can get a sock special off. Let's see if the enemy S-Hawk goes off. I think so. No, okay, he died. Yeah. Let's just give up. Yeah, I should have done this. Like, this is typical me. I feel like I might lose. And if I feel like I might lose, I shouldn't even try it. But yeah, that's just how I am in PvP. Dex team. Do I just use Slasher for Dex? A bit annoying with the cross scale. But I feel lazy. Do I really build a Dex team? Can't really be bothered. Or do I try this? You know what? Let's just skip it. can't bother by building a Dex team. Like, it was one thing if you have a lot of quick defenses, but quick defenses are basically dead. Hello there, man33, welcome. Yeah, I do like quick more now with cross guild. It helps a lot with mainly Kobe. I hate when Kobe goes first. That really ruins things. And the way quick works now, that as long as you shut down Kobe, and as long as you can get like Akainu and Sugar and then S-Hawk, you're definitely taking out Luffy. Now I didn't get that, so Luffy's alive. Let's see if Akainu can finish him off. So yeah, this does suck though. This really sucks. Now I might lose. Maybe we can get another cross kill to stop Luffy. Will be very nice. But yeah, when you get cross kill early, it's always very good, since you can get him back. Kobe can haste Luffy here. Oh, F. We're probably losing now. Yeah, this is why this matchup is a bit RNG. S-Hawk miraculously survived, which keeps the hopes up for this battle. But the other thing with Kobe is that barrier, whatever it's called. But I do feel like that. Oh my god. Okay, now we're screwed. Let's just give up. Best team defeat quick with cross guild. Probably free spirits. I should probably just build a free spirit team. I just don't like using it a lot. Oh, it's this team again. Sure. 2 losses in a row. Feels bad, man. Like, I have some teams I like, some I don't like, and Sai in general, Free Spirit in general, I just don't like using them on offense. That's just how I feel. I've always liked using slasher and driven stuff and such. Same thing with like Striker. Striker has also been pretty good a lot of the time, but I've never enjoyed using it myself. I've hated facing it, of course, but what I do really like with Luffy and Kuma is that Kuma can really help. If Kuma goes before Luffy, he just helps make them weaker for Luffy, which is really nice. And if he goes after, he has an easy time to just pick the enemies off. So they do have some good synergy together, I'd say. I was talking a bit about Kaido right now. I'm definitely not a believer. I think he's pretty garbo in PvP, not worth using. Wives, too much RNG reliant, I'd say. I think like all Bua units are too much RNG for my taste. And the fun thing with Kuma is, despite being so high investment, it always feels like he's so incredibly frail. That has always annoyed me with using Kuma. Kid with the clutch there. And I want to point out that on this team, I do not have King. And you could argue I should use King instead of Cracker. But I legit like Cracker more than King. Cracker is super reliant. Like, what you get from Cracker is not as big as what you get from King. But it's very impactful. You probably get 1 kill and you reduce the CD for the team, CT up. And then you have a big chance of using Cracker again later, which also helps. So I'm a big Cracker fan. I've always liked his design. See, I'd say I rate Cracker as more usable than King in general. I will say it every time I talk about PvP Rare Recruit King. Definitely one of the most overrated units in this game. And I don't say that as a hater. I was very hyped about King when he released. I'm saying this as the result of using King so much and trying really hard to make him feel good. But he just doesn't feel good. He always feels incredibly bad to use. Like if you use King, you're using him as a lead. King as a sub, completely useless. As a lead, you probably get 1 special off. But that special is so incredibly unreliable. And King's abilities are only good if you're very strength fighter focused, which you usually aren't. Maybe if you add Kobe as well. Maybe I'll try that if I ever get Kobe. But I don't know. I don't have the Shiki. I think that Shiki is amazing. I'd probably use him a lot if I had him on this team, for example. But yeah, I think the Shiki is one of the few I don't have. I don't have the Bullet or Anne as well. Other than that, I think I have most of them. That's a free team. Well, not 100% free, but I think it's free enough for this offense. 30 games for S-Shark is really good. As I said in my video about S-Shark, I'm definitely not a believer. I've seen that Stump has put up a lot of videos with him. I haven't watched any of them, but my prediction is not worth on offense, which pretty obvious. And then we have the defense, but why pull for a defense unit? Like, defense is mostly a meme, I'd say. Yeah, S-Shark is this month and I'm not pulling this month, but I'm very happy that the PvP Legend this month was very skippable. Unlike last year when I skipped Apu and didn't get Apu for almost a year, that really sucked. And now Apu is like, has fallen off a bit due to Sign not being relevant. So yeah, that was very feels bad, man. That Usopp actually has a really good PvP ability, funnily enough, if I'm not mistaken. I've been thinking that I should probably do a showcase for him. Isn't he like a universal CT up, level 5 or something? Something absolutely insane. Like universal special CT buff, and I think it's level 5 as well. That's absolutely cracked. And he's pretty weak, so you can get that special CT buff in the beginning. And then he goes down. And your team has been faster for like very little loss. Like that Usopp is amazing. Just let me take a look. Let's see if I remember it right. I've been thinking I should make a showcase with that Usopp, because that's so good. I think he's the only one in the game, which is insane to think about. There is. Like, that's insane. That's so good. And he's so weak too. So he will usually just go down very early. And like that's fine, you get in a real unit, so. Like this Usopp is arguably better than most PvP rare recruits. It's just that I always forget that he exists. I've never used him myself. Oh, another free team. I think my team is freer. So, should I mirror? That's dumb, right? Yeah, that's dumb. Let's just get the win. Yeah, like... S-Shark on paper is really good at what he does. It's just what he does is basically useless on offense. And if it's useless on offense, it means you shouldn't really pull for it. Like, I can't imagine pulling for a defense unit. Like, that just doesn't make sense. Yeah, the X team's main weakness is still that they are super slow and don't do a lot of damage. So they are way too passive, and S-Shark doesn't help with that. If anything, he compounds the problem, I'd say. Can we get the Cracker kill? That's really weird. Rare, I should say. Rare. Dope. Also, I'd like to share something I've been working on since last week, and I'm actually finished now, at least with the beginning of it. I've been thinking for a long time that I want to do more beginner stuff. It's just hard to find something I feel like is relevant for me. And what I like the most is team building, so what I decided to do was like make some real beginner teams. And the way I think beginner teams should be is focusing on the Psy Straw Hats. Like, you get them for free, you can invest in them, learn to use them to learn to play the game, and they are actually just good. So what I've been doing is I've made 6 beginner videos where I beat every single raid just with the free-to-play Straw Hats, as long as it's possible. Sometimes it's not possible, so I made some changes, but that's been the goal. So we're talking like 6 videos that all are like 20-30 minutes long. So yeah, that's going to be something I'm going to start spreading out. Probably going to have all of those up before the Annie at least, and then maybe I move on to other stuff like Colosseum, Arena. Arena is going to be hard though. One thing I haven't really done that is also really good is free-to-play Luffy Captain together with Gear 5 Frank Captain. Like, that combo is just cracked. That's just amazing. They have super good synergy with each other. Like, the biggest weakness of these free-to-play Psy Straw Hat team is that they really have no way to counter special reavers. So the best way is to just run Gear 5 Luffy Frank Captain and you're immune to it, basically. And as a bonus, you have an immunity to bind, and the Luffy resist the spear and paralysis, not for 10 turns, but for like 3. So that's still really good. And then we have... Didn't I lose to that? I need to stop underestimating teams like that. I could have probably used Slasher though against that. Sure, let's do this. So yeah, I've been working on that, so going to be fun. Just need to make a video where I talk a bit like a guide to beginners, so the beginners don't just see my video, that there's a link to, okay, here's the strat you should use in the beginning, like invest in the free-to-play Straw Hats, Limit Break Expand Luffy, try and get some silver keys for the best ones, stuff like that, so you don't have to stall that much. But yeah, I do really love the idea of the free-to-play Psy Straw Hats, since they are legit boosted for everything, so they are good units for everyone in the game, and yeah, that's just cool. And investing in them is great for treasure maps, since like when I do accessible treasure map teams, I always make use of those units. Boosted in Pirate King Adventures, also relevant. Can probably use them in Blitz, stuff like that. So yeah, they're just great units. And a great way to learn to play the game, I'd say. Okay, that was an easy win. Easy win. Let's see how far we can go the coming hour or so. Like, the less I have to play, the better. But you're noticing that it's going to slow down a bit. Yeah, I took a break with accessible teams last month, but now I plan to do it every month like usual. Probably going to be tomorrow, I'd imagine. I won't be looking at it today, but tomorrow for sure. And the thing is that I want to get the accessible teams out of the way so I can start looking at my own teams after. So yeah, we'll see what I can cook up. Like, I have the Moria and Caesar Monet. They are both probably going to be good. Like, that Caesar Monet rare recruit is actually really, really, really good. Best legends to use keys? That's a hard question. The best for most people is probably the 6+ Gear 5 Luffy. That's like a pretty safe investment in general. This was actually a pretty annoying dex. I mean, we had a pretty bad start too. But yeah, we're still going to get Luffy and Kuma special soon. Not that much damage actually. And Akainu is coming. This Akainu is actually really annoying. But yeah, we still have a really strong bench, so this is not over. But yeah, if I lose this one, I guess I'll build a proper Dex offense. Speeding the team up and getting some bind on the enemy. I actually forgot Cracker does that now. Healing Tam actually sucks. And yeah, Bullet is actually really scary. I've actually underestimated him. I realized after. He's actually really, really good. But yeah, looks like we're going to lose this one. GG's. Okay. I guess we do a proper strength offense then. Or as proper as I can make. Like, what are the issues here really? It's very fighter focused, so I guess we could try a king lead. Could be fun. King has better sailors, or not sailors, PvP abilities than Luffy. So I think that could be fun. And then I can have Kuma on the bench still, something like this. Could be fun. Yeah, the part 1 actually looks good, but I do want to implore you to check the rates so you don't get scammed. It's always important when there's big Sugo changes that look too good to be true to check the rates, because let's face it, this team Sugo looks too good to be true, I'd say. So we need to see if that's actually the case. But yeah, if I wasn't saving, I'd be pulling on that that Sugo easily. That's a really good Sugo. And I do hope it's the case going forward as well. Then it's an easy part 1, basically every treasure map, and that's pretty chill. Good way to get a lot of dupes. Like, imagine doing that for Kizuna. With every Kizuna you can pull every single Kizuna legend. Like, that will be crazy good. So we'll see. They rarely make one-off changes, so I always presume it's the new default. But it also might be like a pre-any bait thing, but they usually don't do stuff like that, so safe presumption is the new normal. Yeah, it's nice to have a new character step on a legend debut Sugo, that's sure. The main sad thing is that there's not a single recommended step. That's like the only bad thing. But I say overall it's still a good thing. The changes are good, so to say. Treasure Map Sugos Part 1 are even better now. Really good. As long as the raids aren't scam, but honestly, like, even if they try to make the race not as good as you think, like, how bad can they make it? That's what I'm trying to think about. I can't really see it being that bad, but should still double check it. Because it looks like there's 21 units on the Sugo. And my presumption is, like, it's a 7.5% rate, so with rates like that, it means that every legend, if there's 15 legends, should be 0.5%. So basically, what I expect is that the 3 boosted treasure map legends plus the 7 normal legends will be 0.5% each. If that's the case, then all the treasure map legends should be roughly 0.25%, which is still super fine. It basically means that let me bring out the calc. Let's see. 11 times 0.25 plus I should have probably done this in another order. But yeah, let's just do it manually. Oh, I can just do plus 1.5. Yeah, that makes sense. If the rates are what I think, it's going to be a 4.25% chance to pull a treasure map legend, and that's so good. Like, every multi, every pull you have, 4.25% chance of a treasure map legend. So, like, there's not a lot to complain about. If that's the case, that's super good change. And I pray they make that change for Kizuna too. Because Kizuna Sugos are just the worst in the game. Like, Kizuna just the worst in general. It's the worst mode, and they have the worst Sugofest. It's just an abomination, really. That's not the case, right? Didn't I talk about that in the video? Isn't it just a guaranteed treasure map unit? People always get baited by the wording. Like, the final multi on part 2 and 3 are a guaranteed treasure map legend. Well, we can double check the wording. Yeah, we can check the wording. I might have overlooked it. Because, of course, if that's the case, that's also a really good step. And it's pretty cool if Bandai actually makes steps better. Like, the recent years steps have just gone worse and worse, so seeing some improvements is definitely a good thing. Let's see. Oh, yeah, I did overlook that. Yeah, that's cool. You even get it on 14th and 21st, so like you need to get really shafted to not get Atlas before 25th with these steps. So the difference between 7th and 9th is that 7th is only Treasure Map Legends, while the 9th, 12th, 16th, and that can be rare recruits as well that are Treasure Map exclusive. What I use for defense, I've been using free defense for a long time. Ever since I won my PvP finals, I've decided I'm just going to keep the same defense. I make some small changes to time, but this is the main gist of it. But yeah, very cool changes to the treasure map Sugos. I've seen some complaints, I think. Mainly the fact that part 2 and 3 doesn't have a guarantee. But honestly, with this part 1, there's really no reason to pull on part 2 and part 3. Like, they can just remove those from the treasure map from now on. If they're going to continue doing it like this. And as said, I do pray that they do like basically the same for Kisen. That would be so good. Like, imagine if this is a temporary thing as a bait for Annie, and they do it for this Kizuna, but not again, and they do it for the 1 month I don't pull. That's going to really suck. Because there's a lot of Kizuna legends I do want to pull that I haven't been able to pull. Yeah, booster changes are unfortunate. Really no reason to do that. And it's not like they've added more accessible boosters either. Which I think they should do. So it's unfortunate that they don't do that. We'll see myself, like, I'm not going to have a lot of boosters myself. I will have a bit since I did pull. Maybe she'll skip this, but YOLO. I do have the Moria Perona and Cesar Monet as said, but other than that, I'm not even benefited from the stuff I pulled before since they just removed those. Like, I guess I have Cross Skill, which is a lower booster that could be useful, but Cross Skill is so infathomably bad in Treasure Map. They are so incredibly slow. The rare recruits are pretty good though. But yeah, like Atlas, for example, that's like Fighter Cerebral Int. So, should work well with more Eperonas in Cerebral, but stuff like Cross Skill, for example, probably not going to work well in Treasure Map. Which is fine for me. I'll happily skip using Cross Skill in Treasure Map. When I build my treasure map teams for the bosses, it's basically going to be put more Eperonas, Cesar Monet, Atlas, Frank Captain on the team, and see like what more do I need, basically. Looks pretty slow. Let's do it. Oh, I just read something interesting. Let's check the leaderboard. We were talking about this after the last Prairie Rumble, which was the World Cruise. And we did notice that Assault Force found a new way to cheat the system, which is fair. Abusing the system is always fair. It's just unfortunate that this time it only helps themselves, unlike before when they helped everyone with free teams. Let's check the leaderboard and see. Yeah, as you see, Antichristo is there to help, but yeah. If you wonder how this works, basically, like the rank I am at, I'd never see these one-man teams, but when you are very close in rank, and as you see these AF players and the others, they are very close, they will easily see each other. So this is a dumb thing where you yourself can farm off each other to go higher, but nobody else can find you basically. So this is a very good way to get a big lead. It just sucks for the rest who are stuck with these super dumb teams. The way this worked in the past was that you just put up a free defense like I had and you help everyone. But now in true AF spirit, they're just helping themselves and saying fuck the others, which is their right to do, but it's also our right to dislike them if we want. So yeah. Not surprised after what happened in the PvP final that this happens. I think the free team should be able to beat this. I'll be surprised otherwise, or I mean the booster team. So yeah, if that's the case, PvP finals are probably going to be very boring from now on. So yeah, maybe I won't do much more than top 100. Like top 100 is fine for me, but yeah, like it does suck for people who have a work like me and can't be online all the time in the beginning to be high, because to catch this train you really have to be on it from the beginning, or it just gets very hard to catch up. Since you go very slow up in rank, since you don't face a lot of free teams. And they just face one-man teams, so they basically can do one battle every minute. So, yeah. Oh, another one. We take those 3 deaths. Huge respect to anyone putting up 3 defense teams. It really just helps the community at large, so it's really cool. Okay, let's see if King can do some work. Let's see if King can do something. Ooh, he did. Wow. Yeah, maybe this is the King future. Who knows? Like, if I had Kobe here as well, it would be pretty decent. Like, instead of Vivi or something, maybe. Defense issues, huh? Maybe so. Sure. Easy win. Chat is a bit dead right now, so I'm taking the chance to take a small mental break, I guess. I'm sure there will be some activity again eventually. Closing in on the top. Reiko with the free team. Shoutouts to him. One of my big OPTC rivals. Yeah, Cerebral has been really strong for some time, Lyric. Welcome, by the way. They are also in a bit of a weird state where they are really good, but I'm not like... I can't say I can see a team and say like, oh, this is perfect for Cerebral, I want to use Cerebrals for this. It's also not like that. Like, they are fun, but... not sure what I'd actually use Cerebral against. If you have any ideas, feel free to give suggestions. Another free team from Rasser. Shoutouts to the LT guys. Hello there, unreadable name from me. Welcome. Luckily, I don't really plan to rank myself right now. So I can kind of ignore the garbage that is happening in the top 10 in the rankings. And just do my thing. I'm going to be very satisfied with the top 100. And if top 100 it turns out to be annoying, I'm fine with the top 500 too. Definitely getting a kill here, or two. Or three even. Nice. Can Conjure finish this off? Of course not, because he sucks, and has always sucked. Annoying. Very weird. Can't we just slasher this, or am I missing something? If this turns out to be a bait team, that's a really good bait team, but I don't see it myself. Against Vito from TRA. Can't remember what TRA Alliance is in. In before he's same TRA 1 as me and I've forgotten. Don't think so, but... I'm very bad with names, by the way, so... if it's not people I talk to regularly or such, like... I'm going to be pretty forgetful. That really sucks. Smoker Lead is pretty underrated, to be honest. That really screws me up pretty bad, not gonna lie. At the same time, their front line doesn't really do that much damage, so even against a frail slasher team, it's not going to be doing that much damage, and Roddy Whitebeard managed to avoid it. Duffy is pretty scary though, definitely the scary guy on the other team. The annoying thing with Smoker is that his CT is still pretty low. So if you're unlucky, you can get like a roller coaster ride by Smoker where he just keeps special binding you. That was such a bad timing, oh my god, but Zoro Sanji clutch, so yeah, we get him back anyway. We get the S-Hawk special. Damn, that was really low damage on Duffy. But Roddy Whitebeard is also back, so hopefully we can take out that Duffy, like, if we do. Oh, I forgot about cross kill. That sucks. They're such an annoying unit to face. Great to have on your team. Sucks to have as an enemy. It still looks like a good, pretty good standing. What I'm mainly worried about is Duffy wiping the team. Can still happen here. I feel like I should still win even if Duffy wipes, but he should go out now, I think. Yeah, okay. That felt like it was scary until I won. It's not often it feels like that. Do I do it? It's dumb. Well, let's do it. Dumb, but fun. Actually going pretty good here. We're taking out the two main threatening units in Luffy and Kobe. It's pretty funny how annoying Kobe is to face and how good he is, but if you don't own him, it also doesn't really matter, because strength on offense is still fine versus Dex, basically. Yeah, just a matter of time now. Well, I guess one more second, because now here comes S-Hawk to clean up. It's so funny that an int unit is what made Quick really good again. Like Crosskill and S-Hawk together has just been really good for Quick teams against Strength. Like using S-Hawk, it's like, how could I beat Strength teams before I had S-Hawk? Looks fine. We can even have some int fun, I think. Why not? One thing I was thinking when using this is that I felt like Konis didn't really help. Can't we try using Rogue instead? The Chad. Just for the fun of it. Hello there, David. Welcome to the stream. Been playing for 1 hour 20 minutes. I guess we'll go for another half hour before I start heading home. Hopefully the rain stops by then. It's raining pretty bad right now. Oh yeah, we were talking about removing Moria. A lot of people have told me to remove Moria, which I should probably do. Like, I've just always been using Moria, so it's easy to forget that that's an option, to just remove him. Been a pretty bad start, but still looks likely that I'd win by the looks of it. Might be a bit slow due to Nami Karina doing their thing, but most of the enemies are very weak. Yeah, said going to be pretty slow due to Nami Karina, but we should definitely get the win here. I'll be pretty shocked if we don't. Is this a classic kid miss? It is. Like, that's such a classic. You got to hate it, but it's charming in its own way. But yeah, I will need to do more experimenting with int on offense. Won't do it for this finals though, but yeah. PvP is pretty good filler content for me. Not that high effort to make. I just need to decide like what do I want to showcase and then build something for that. Very good start. Unfortunate that the S-Hawk went down, but we should still be in a good position here. Might just delay the win a bit. Yeah, they should probably end this, I think. Yep. Fuji is really good end game with the damage output. Let's try and find higher points. Didn't I just beat this? Let's try again, if we can do it. Okay, Luffy and Kobe eliminated again, so that's basically GG again. I do feel like the win rate is very much good enough with this team. Definitely not 100%, but I'd say over 90%, and That's definitely fine for PvP. Climbing steadily up. You take those. Like, this Super Power Rumble is really damn slow. Like, compare this to last month and night and day in activity. Sure, let's try this. King hit 2 at least, always a gamble with him. How many is able to correctly target. And yeah, bullet is very scary. He took it pretty well this time though. Wow, that's really bad. We might lose this actually. If I guess just Luffy would win, but that's far from guaranteed, sadly. Wow, that's GG. Very bad luck. Another turn order and we will have won. I guess I need to build a better strength team, or I just use Slasher instead. Let's try that next time and say F to strength teams. That's also an option. I probably do a bit of a different team then though. Wouldn't use Cracker, for example, against X. That's just dumb, I say. Better to use The Scabbards then. Yeah, that's fair. And as I've said before, I think Dex is pretty good on defense right now, probably, with S-Shark, but in the end, what's the relevance, really? Def wins are not a huge deal in PvP, I'd say. There's actually quite a few of quick teams now, so maybe I should build a Dex. Maybe I'll do it later, I'm too tired now. I guess we do this one. I see there's 44 people watching. Thanks a lot for the support, that's really dope. It's cool that I get so many viewers despite not streaming that regularly. I often feel bad about not streaming enough, but I guess my best argument is that I haven't really gotten into it, so sometimes when I think I should stream, I'm just feeling lazy about everything you need to set up, stuff like that. I'm much more comfortable just making videos like I always do. But yeah, streams for events like this is very straightforward. And I think Fridays is going to be one of my main streaming days going forward, at least until summer. Summer is going to be its own beast, and then after summer, who knows? Bit afraid of Kobe being ready here. Kobe is so annoying. Okay, he's not. This is also scary though. Well, Ash Hawk dodged it, so that's good. Have you invested your time in any other game like you do with OPTC? As for gachas, it's only Fire Emblem Heroes, which was my game before OPTC. Before Fire Emblem Heroes, I've always had my favorite game, but it wasn't like a gacha game. In terms of effort and like internet community stuff, the biggest for me was probably my time being involved in Twitch Plays Pokemon. And I helped a lot with their community in terms of making movesets for the battle simulators, because between runs, the Twitch Plays Pokemon community have like a betting side event where you can control teams from stuff like Pokemon Battle Revolution, stuff like that. And I was like head of that project for quite a bit and did a lot of work on that. And I was also quite a figure in runs as well. So yeah, that's the only thing like I can draw any connections with. Like I did play Fire Emblem Heroes a lot, but I also sucked at that game very bad. I'm not a Fire Emblem fan actually. I've barely played any Fire Emblem game. I guess the reason I got into Fire Emblem Heroes in the first place was the novelty of a Nintendo mobile game. And then I was just stuck for a few years until I transitioned to OPTC instead. And the main thing that made me get my eyes up for OPTC was Game Valley, since that was such a big happening in gacha in general that it got talked a lot about it in my Fire Emblem Heroes Discord server. And one guy there who was a close friend to mine actually played the game. And he made me get into it. So yeah. It's funny how things turn out in life. But yeah, I really have no interest in starting another gacha or something. Especially not while OPTC exists. After OPTC, like, who knows? It does feel like OPTC has quite a few years left though. The main thing I'm personally thinking about with OPTC right now is the monetary investment I bring in. Like, I don't feel bad about spending money on the game, but I'm thinking about, is it time to dial it down? And obviously it will be the proper thing to do, but I still have a lot of extra money I can use to save and such, so yeah, I haven't really decided yet. I'll probably come to a conclusion eventually. Hello there, Che Noel. No, I will not pull on the treasure map Sugo. It's no pull April for me, so I'm not pulling almost no matter what. It will have to be something very unique and time limited for me to pull. As long as nothing out of the ordinary happens, I'm not pulling. And I'm basically going to have 2 no pull periods per year. First April. And then between the 2nd and 3rd Super Sugofest, I will also not pull, and it's going to be a longer period, like 2-3 months. And I think that's going to be at least a start to becoming more healthy with this game. Almost kill without needing S-Hawk, that's pretty funny. Sure. Let's do this one again. What is your opinion on 7 Deadly Sins, gacha game, and One Piece Dream Pointer? I've never seen a single video of the 7 Deadly Sins game. I watched the anime quite a bit though, I think it's fine. I have no interest trying the gacha though. One Piece Dream Pointer, it's the game that Totsuki played, right? I watched his first video on it just for curiosity. It looked really bland. Everything about it looked bland. So yeah, no interest in that. It can stay in the Chinese market for all that I care. So yeah, I didn't think it looked good. I feel like we have a community that is very anti-OPTC. They just hope the game should die. And like in an effort to push that, they try and hype up like any other OPTC mobile game. It's pretty fun to see. I do think it's funny that we do have Bounty Rush, which looks to be bigger than OPTC. But that game, those people refuse to hype up. It's kind of funny because I'm not interested in Bounty Rush either. Like the art style is just too much for me personally. Let's take the free win here with boosters. I have been thinking about though doing like a side thing as a filler content of me trying out Bounty Rush, like maybe one video per week. Maybe I should do a poll sometime to see if people will be interested in that. The main issue with that is that history-wise with gachas, if I try a new one and enjoy liking it, I can jump off my old one. So in that way, it's a bit scary to try new things. Like I never try something like Genshin Impact, because if I end up liking it, it's like, yeah, let's do this instead, basically. And yeah, I'm pretty comfortable with how it works right now. At the same time, I legit like this game in terms of systems and stuff. I have a hard time, like, in what way will I like Bounty Rush more? That looks, every time I've seen it, it looks so boring. Yeah, I'm sure Genshin Impact is fun, but I just can't handle another game like that. Okay, as said, we're going to try slashers now versus decks because F it. I should have made a team without Cracker though, but it's too late now. We have already committed. But yeah, in like 80 minutes I have after work. And before that I have to take a bicycle ride home. And I have to eat dinner, so yeah. We're in the final few minutes of this stream basically. So I have time to do all of that without having to rush. But yeah, that was a nice start. Game is already over basically. Okay, easy win. I wonder if we can get top 50 before the end of the stream. Probably not. Or maybe. It's possible. Okay. Let's do 3 more battles. This is the final game I'll use. After these 3, we're ending the stream. B-Mill. F that guy. Can you remember why Bandai didn't add Katarina Devon to the Recollection Archive? They just never didn't. It's very weird. They just decided to never do it. I think they added the arena we got after. I might be mistaken though, but yeah, they've just never done it. I don't think they've added the arena Reiju either, and honestly, it's just bizarre. Who knows why Bandai does some things? It's just dumb. It's just dumb. It's basically the perfect setup for S-Hawk. One of the best things about S-Hawk, I don't feel like people talk about a lot, is the fact that S-Hawk is not RNG. He will always target units. Like, I don't even remember how he works. I presume he targets the biggest attack or something, which is so good. It basically always means he will target down the Luffy when you face strength teams, which that consistency is so good. Like, if it was random, this team will be so much worse, but now I know that we're basically always going to kill Luffy if S-Hawk hits him. And that makes all the difference. Oh, the free team again. Thank you. High current HP. Really? I'm actually surprised to hear that, but in my experience, that's always the Luffy. There's very few times he don't target Luffy. So I just appreciate the consistency at least. You know who is going to target most of the time. Of course, if he never targeted Luffy, that would be pretty bad. Might be some meta thing where you want a bit less invested Luffy, so he won't get targeted by S-Hawk. Yeah, it's funny that Luffy is often high invested, since most people shouldn't have pulled too many. But of course, a lot of people have used posters on Luffy. I do not regret not doing that myself though. I'm actually happy I pulled Luffy so late, because it meant that I didn't have to invest in him, since I do think investing in him won't be that great long term. This team, yeah, like, this is just a team you can use against free teams to get maximum boost, so yeah, sure, just put Toffee Sugar instead. Like, you should never have to use them, as long as you use this team against weaker teams. But remember to check if you have any other high boosters, like if you have S-Shark for example, he's a no-brainer to use as well. I probably wouldn't run a Dex team though, but you can definitely put him as a sub, just for the points. So that's not a good team, it's just a high point team you can use for easy wins. Let's do this again, I guess, and then we're done for the day. Going to take a PvP break now after this, and then after I've come back from the after work fun, I'll play some more off stream, I think. Probably no more streams this week. Like, I'm basically home alone this week, but the thing is that my internet at home is so garbage and unreliable, so if I stream from home, the stream will die like every 20 minutes. It will be super frustrating. What do you do for work? I'm a teacher. What subject grades? My education is for the lower years, so the first school years. And in Sweden you don't really specialize for the earlier years, so I'm basically eligible to teach in most subjects that my pupils have in those years. Only one I can't teach in is like crafts and the aesthetic subjects, so like art, music. Not PE either. But other than that, everything. I should probably try Fujikizaru. Apparently they have a good GP burst. It's actually the first time I've ever used a tier list. I looked at Stump's GP tier list just to see what interesting GP leaders are there, because I just can't be bothered checking every GP leader for the few fun ones. But Fujikizaru caught my eye, so next Grand Party, might try them out, we'll see. Work in tech? Nah. Okay, we didn't hit top 50. Let's see if the top 10 are still up to their shenanigans. Yep. Classic AF scumbaggery. It is what it is. Thankfully I'm not going for top 10, so it doesn't matter for me. And we have some very nice easy teams here like LS, Reiko, shoutouts to those guys. I faced this TRS guy a lot too. Very much appreciated. How many games used in total? I've not used a lot of games. Like, you can just rewind to the start of the stream to see how much did I have in the beginning. How much do I have now? I haven't played a lot before the stream today, just a bit in the morning. But yeah, almost 2 hour stream. That's pretty good. I'm going to get dressed to ride home to get some dinner now. So yeah. Thanks for watching, guys. See you next time.